fucking process. And that's basically what it's about, is just fucking processing. And not enough people do that.
That
And maybe
might
if they did, they wouldn't call and be like, "Where's my fucking tow truck?"
maybe that wouldn't be a good thing for me to be alone with my thoughts.
It
Just
would
trying
be. I mean,
just trying to
even
meditate, just kind of clear my head. And it's like there's my brain just going like, hey, remember that time you were at work and you shit yourself? That was funny. You're like, God fucking damn it.
that happens. I mean, I sit there and I meditate and I think some really dark shit, and sometimes I think some really funny shit. Sometimes, I cry. Like you can feel all kinds of emotions, but that's sort of the point of it, is to feel whatever you're feeling and not push it away. The goal isn't necessarily to have an empty mind. The goal is really to process whatever it is that you need to process. So it's whatever comes up, you just kind of, okay, you acknowledge it. Okay, that's how I feel, but it doesn't really define me. Move on, kind of thing.
Yeah.
At least that's how I look at it.
Again, like I've never meditated before, so I really have no idea what the fuck I'm going into. But so I think it'd be fun. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a shot if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean it's worth a shot. And I mean, you know what, man? Like myself or even just anybody doing it, I will never ever knock somebody for trying to better themselves by like going to therapy or doing yoga or doing fucking meditation or anything like that, man. Like
Hmm.
as long as you're trying to better yourself and you're not hurting anybody, fucking go for it.
Exactly. Yeah, even if it's something like kind of frou-frou or whatever, it's like, okay, you know what? I might not necessarily believe in it, but whatever. Like, if that helps you, then it helps you.
You just really say frou frou.
I did say frou-frou.
I love you for that. But yeah, man, just that's kind of like the last year, or at least like not even really like yeah, I'd say actually yeah, within the last year is just all right. I'm sick of where I am. I want to better myself. I want to do better with
Mm,
this, and this. And like I'm not setting like long term goals or anything like that. I'm setting, you know, like goals that I'm like, all right, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. This one may take a
mhm.
little while, but maybe I'll focus on these a little bit more. Is like my therapist beforehand, before he left his practice, and not because of me, fucking wise asses.
Oh
um,
God, I can't deal with him.
maybe he did.
Boy, sometimes there are just no solutions.
So I had this kid walking into my office.
Let me tell you a story.
My God, he is so annoying. He's bitching to me about his problems. He's like, I can't figure shit out, Bruce. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh man.
He's like, I was born in the USA, but I feel like I'm living in Taiwan. I didn't know what he meant by that.
So I wrote a little song.
It's called Thunder Road. Anyways, um, but no, to kind of answer that, he left his practice because he had an aggressive form of cancer.
Oh.
So, like, what he would do is he would work like Tuesday through like Friday, and then he would go to New York for treatment, and then come back on like, Sunday or Monday, and then he would just resume the practice, wash, rinse, repeat. His
Mhm.
cancer went into remission, came back, it was more aggressive. So he's just like, look, I'm moving down to Georgia, to for my wife for her to be closer to her family.
Mhm.
And he's like, I'm just closing up shop. I'm just ripping off the fucking band-aid.
Mhm.
And I was like, all right, man, I get it.
Yeah.
um, but what he said, he's like, because like back in those, like this was like kind of after college ish, a little bit more. um, he's like, you know what I want you to do? He's like, I want you to kind of change up your strategy a little bit. He's like, picture it as baseball. He's like, you're going up to the plate every time you're trying to hit a home run. He's like, try not to do that. He's like, try and get a single.
Mm.
Try and get a double. He's like, try and get a sacrifice fly. Try and,
Yeah.
he's like, just make contact with the ball and then worry about where you're going with after that. And I was
Exactly.
like,
I don't
fuck.
know if you saw one of my more recent Facebook posts, and I'm not a religious person. I know you're certainly not a religious person, but I've been really into Saint Francis of Assisi lately, and one of his quotes actually is start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible, and soon enough you're doing the impossible. And that's, I think, a good attitude to have about anything. Is first do what you absolutely have to do to survive, and then do what you think you can do, and then just keep building on it and building on it and building on it, and eventually. And again, whether you're religious or not, I think that's advice that anybody can live by, you know?
Well,
Because
yeah,
like I said, I don't identify as religious still, but but when I see a source that's good and resonates with me, then it resonates with me, you know?
no, and I think that was one of the things that kind of like cemented our friendship. Was like neither one of us was religious. Like I was just more like fuck, I don't give a fuck about that, and you're just like, eh, fuck them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I was yeah. Well, I mean, I sort of evolved over time. Where like I used to be pretty religious as a kid, like pretty devout Catholic. I was raised in a Catholic family, and then over time, as I went through like 7 fucking years of Catholic school, it just got like so like almost too much information, and I was just like I was doubting it, and then I was like, no, fuck this, I'm an atheist. But then over time, I came to be more like an agnostic, and the way I would treat it now is I would say I'm still agnostic. I don't believe that there's a God. If you put a gun to my head and was like, does God exist? I'd be like, no, probably not. I don't believe that he does. But the way I view it now is, even though I don't necessarily believe in a God, I think it behooves me to respect the possibility of there being one. So that's not to say that I'm going to go out and I'm going to go to church and I'm going to pray and all this shit. But at the same time, I try to be respectful of the possibility of it. You know what I mean?
yeah. Like
So I'm not like fuck you about it anymore. Whereas I used to be when I was young and naive, I was very much like fuck you. So
I was gonna say, so you were kind of religious, and then you saw Dogma.
kinda. I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, not too far off. But no, honestly, I
The
think
rubber poop
7 years
monster.
of any kind of education will make you question shit, right? I mean, you the more sometimes the more you learn about stuff, the more it deepens how you feel about it, and sometimes the more you learn about shit, like maybe the more you learn about me, the more you'll be like, fuck, like no thanks. But that's just how it is. Sometimes you get closer to stuff, and sometimes you move away from it the more you know about it. And
Yeah,
I moved further away from it.
no, like I was never a religious person. Like even when I was a kid, my parents were like, "Look, if you guys don't want to go to church, fucking just say the word. You kids are mature enough to make that choice." And we're just like, "Well, fuck, we just want to watch wrestling and Saturday morning cartoons, and Sunday morning
Why would we go to
cartoons."
church if there's wrestling? Fuck
Yeah,
that.
do you guys not want to watch Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect tangle up here?
Seriously.
Um,
That is church, my friend.
yeah, like we now read from the book of Hitman.
And the Lord said, the best there was, the best there is, and the best there ever shall be. Amen.
And yay, the hitman applied the sharpshooter.
And there was much tapping.
And yay, Jake the Snake submitted. Ah, Brett.
But woe to he who did a run in.
For none the wiser, but his backstabbing brother Owen. And the hitman looked at his apostles, known as the Heart Foundation. He said, "One of you will betray me."
Oh shit.
Doop, doop, doop. I know which one's gonna be. Doop, doop, doop.
Hey, I got an idea.
I got that deal. What if?
Oh man. By the way, I recently I kind of decluttered my little section of the bedroom recently, and I found because for a long time that photo that Liz had nicely like hung up for me or whatever of the autographed copy of Brett's picture that I
Yes.
took. I couldn't find it for the longest time. I finally found it and I hung it back up. So now it's back where it belongs on my wall.
Nice, nice, nice move,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I was so happy to find it because I was like, fuck, what happened?
Dude, I still have that video of your reaction from that, man. That was awesome.
Dude, that was awesome. I'll never forget that shit,
Just your
dude.
eyes just bugging out, like, what? You're kidding?
Yeah.
Like, no, dude,
Yeah,
we
seriously.
I Liz sneak the fucking yeah.
Yeah, oh man, that was like the cherry on top was like that you guys had that photo. I was just like, what?
I think that might have been Liz's idea, like get the picture though. Is I was like, dude, we should get let's sneak Bruce into Comic Con, we'll get him to meet fucking Bret Hart. This is gonna be awesome. Ah. I think it was her that was just like, hey, did he ever tell you about that picture that he has of Bret? I was like, oh fuck, we should sneak that down too. Get that signed. I'm like, fuck, yes.
It's not hard to sneak shit past me.
No, it really isn't.
As you
Oh
saw.
yeah, Bruce. Yeah, I just need your help moving some stuff around. By the way, we're going up to Providence for breakfast.
Okay.
By the way, we're gonna wait in this really long line. I think it's just down there. I don't know.
These must be some good waffles, Andy. Fucking goddamn it. He's so Liz, how do you do it? He's so stupid. Like,
Like,
look at him. Look how stupid he is. You deserve so much better than this.
just shaking her head like I know.
I know. We're getting help.
Yeah, like we're doing the best we can.
You're like, Liz, sometimes there are no solutions.
uh, that was a good time though, man. Like just
That was.
the shock of your face is going like as soon as I pointed out Brett, and you're like, no, we're here for you to meet him, and you're just like, what?
Yeah. I'm surprised I did not need new pants.
I thought it was great too. Like he talked to you for a little bit, man. It was like telling you, like just talking to you for a bit, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, although I was such an idiot because I was like kind of on the spot, so I gave him the wrong information. Like he asked me where the photo was, I was like, "Oh, it's the Boston Garden." It wasn't. It was like the little auditorium here and shit. But I was just like, oh, so like excited to meet him that I was just like, I practically forgot my name. Like,
We got you to mark out. We got you to mark out in front of Bret Hart. That was awesome.
fuck yeah, you did. Fuck yeah, you did. Hardcore. As a matter of fact, I've been meaning to go back and watch King of the Ring '93 because I watched a guy do like a review of that and a retrospective on it, and I'm like, yeah, I need to go back and watch that shit.
Dude,
That if you like Bret Hart, that is like the perfect showcase of his matches. And the really crazy thing about it is that still to this day, no one knows why, but Pat Patterson told him you shouldn't win any of your matches with the sharpshooter. So he had to come up with an interesting way to finish all three of his matches. He didn't win a single one with the sharpshooter, and
shit.
damn, they were all different matches, all incredible. And just like if you're a Bret Hart fan or a wrestling fan and you haven't seen King of the Ring 1993, go fucking check it out right now.
That's something I definitely need to check out. Actually, I was watching the '97 Royal Rumble yesterday. WWE
Yeah,
put it up on YouTube for free, like the whole
yeah,
Rumble
I
match. I was
watched
like,
that too because of Stone Cold Day,
yeah.
motherfucker.
I was like,
Yeah,
not only is it a great Stone Cold moment, but like the second like you hear Brett's music come out and Austin's like, I'm
yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah.
like that sells it,
I
man.
just loved Austin on the top rope with the
Yeah, it's like doing push-ups in the ring and shit.
yeah, yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, so good, so good.
Oh man,
I miss those days, man.
yeah, that was back when wrestling was really awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Although honestly, I gotta say, and this is a bit of a tangent, but like I honestly feel like the biggest problem is the fans because when I was a fan, like I will admit that I was a smart back then. I was in on it. I knew that it was shit, and not because someone told me that it was fake, but I knew I could tell somehow. I don't know how I could tell, but I just knew that it was predetermined. But you know what? I did not let that get in my way of just accepting the match, and I wasn't sitting there being like, why isn't Brett winning? He deserves the title. He's been with the company for 20 years. And just fucking watch the match, shut up and enjoy the shit. And if you don't like it, watch something else. Like I really feel like a lot of the it's again entitlement. Like fuck you, just watch the match. Like
Yeah, like it's great to do like fantasy booking because yeah, I would have loved to have seen a match between like Bret Hart, for example, and like Daniel Bryan. That would be fucking
oh
amazing.
oh
Like that would tear the fucking
yeah.
house down.
I
I
would
would.
like to see Brett versus CM Punk. Because when we saw CM Punk versus John Cena at that Night of Champions in 2012,
Yeah,
that made me a fan of CM Punk as a worker. I mean, he's great on the mic,
yeah.
obviously, but I never really seen him wrestle. And when I watched that match like live, I was like, holy shit, this guy can go. So to see him against Brett
No,
would have been
like
like, ah,
for me, like the dream match against like CM Punk would probably be Shawn Michaels.
ooh, yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I would love to see that,
See,
man. But
I mean, I know he's a great, talented worker, but I always have distaste for Shawn Michaels just because of the Montreal thing and
yeah,
just because of the I lost my smile, which, by the way, I was there for. I think I mentioned in a recent post.
every time.
Yeah. Uh, well, no, I mean, like, I took a picture of myself outside of the building and posted it on
You
Facebook. I
did,
was like,
yeah.
Shawn Michaels lost his smile here, but fuck him.
But no, it's one of those things like just like their styles. Like I would love to
Yeah.
see those two go up against like if you were able to like put them together in their prime. Like fuck yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah, well, because I mean, Shawn Michaels was capable of doing like Brett didn't do high flying shit at all. You know,
No.
the most he would throw was like a drop kick at most, or go off the second rope with his elbow or whatever. But
Yeah.
he was not doing planches and shit like that. Whereas Michaels, like he could almost do like the Randy Savage like elbow drop, and it looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
But like, so yeah, it's just a matter of styles. And he, I mean, obviously he was talented as shit,
No,
man.
but I